a second. Ads are almost done on Twitch. Just open up a few things here. And then we'll be ready. Missed last stream with one of the coolest cards. Definitely not letting myself miss this one. Yo, Fig, good morning. Or afternoon if you're me. Give me just a second and I will be not a disembodied voice. Everybody, hello, Fig, Bean, yo, look at all that. Okay, hold on, give me 2 seconds. That'll be live. I may actually want to do a tiny bit of work on the robot, but okay, let's go. Let's go. Yo, hello. Okay, yo, let's see. Tuna's here, GDP's here, Fig is here, Bean is Bean. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. Just my voice just keeps going, apparently. Bean is here. Tebow's here. Yo. How's everyone doing? Bra is here. Yo. The gang's all here. Not all, but you know, a good amount of the gang is here. Any more stuff? I'm still behind. Oh yeah, definitely. God. Something stuck in my throat. I apologize. Missed last stream. All the coolest cards. Definitely not letting myself miss this one. This guy right here. I think he turned out pretty cool. Yeah, I'll do another. You're right. Morning, everyone. Hi, Fag. Hello, hello, hello. We got all those highs. 19 o'clock for me. Got a driving lesson soon. Ooh, nice. Heck yeah. Good for you. We start, before we actually start doing, wow. Before we start doing actual stuff, has anyone seen The Amazing Digital Circus? I've heard things and I've seen plenty of fan art, but I have not actually seen it. I'm assuming it's good based on how many people, like how, like it's a, has a cult following, but I've not tried it. Where's Smelly Dingus? Even smellier Toots. Toots, I think, said would be back after lunch. Or would be here after lunch, but I don't know about Dingus. You good? Me? No. Hot. We'll be drawing today. No. I want to. No spoilers, please. Oh, the thing. Yeah. Just started watching. I feel like it needs to know if other people who do to keep watching. Oh, gotcha. You're like unsure. I get that. I usually do the 3-episode test. Sometimes things need more though. Like if you were to, like I were to watch Star Wars: The Clone Wars now, the first like 3 seasons were kind of like very childish, and then after that it got like very adult. Not adult, but you know what I mean, like but yeah, it was like one of those things, right, where it was like, oh, this is like, oh, Jar Jar Binks is running around in the Senate, and you're like, I don't care, and then it's like all of a sudden it's like people are getting decapitated. Anyway, I may have clicked away too soon since it seemed like something for kids. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like any of those things where it's like some of the 4 kids shows are still pretty dang good for adults. I don't know exactly what we're drawing today, but it really can't be another hero because we already have way too many of those. But we need to continue adding stuff. Even the robot, he needs a name and it needs like other stuff. I was also thinking it would be cool to add like a rain effect to the card. More hero, do it. We can't do heroes. Amazing Digital Circus is decent IMO. Just one of those shows that's really popular with teenagers, so it isn't anything groundbreaking. It just does everything right to appeal to its audience. Interesting. No spoilers, but it starts kind of kid-teeny, and yet the themes in more recent episodes seem a bit more adult. Yeah. Art review. Runner Bean. Oh, I'm excited now. Throw that spoop in the... Oh. This is some random person that messaged me. Leaking my own DMs. You guys get messages from random people trying to like most of the time it's like people wanting to do art for you. He looks like he should be called Sentinel. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I don't know nothing. Oh, this guy? Oh, little robot boy. Sentinel's pretty good. Iron Sentinel, maybe, something like that. We were talking about, like, Iron something, right? Iron Sentinel is pretty good. Yeah. I like that. Sold. I don't trust myself that I spelled Sentinel right. Give me a second. Let me have a thing over here. Give me a sec. Yes, I did. Okay, we're good. There we go. Done. I think he should be called Boople. Boople's pretty funny. Sentinel something like Iron Sentinel. Yeah. There you go. Iron Sentinel. Done. That is his name now. Ta-da. This does need to be changed. This is actually not the correct effect. It could be something like this, but it's worded wrong even if it is the right effect. So, Endling Murderer. I feel like I missed something. Bean, did you post in the yes. Whoa, holy. I don't know how I'm supposed to review this. Holy boop. I almost did a swear. That's so good. Okay, hold up. Y'all, Bean expects me to review this. How am I even... What? Hold on. How do I do this where I can show it on a separate... Hold on. Can I do this? No. What is this? You know, we'll just copy the image. Copy image. Y'all ready for this? This is insane. What the heck? Bean, what's the heckin' heck? Look at this. Bean drew this. What the hell? Can we talk about this for a second? Isn't that freaking insane? Ah. What am I? Holy spoop. Let's hacking go. Bean, I think I just need to leave this here, and then you can just brag, I think, for the next 10 minutes. Holy heckaroony. I'm just gonna look at it. like the half bald there, you know? It's very important to the brand here. No. You know, I don't even know what to say. That's wait, did my chat die? It did. No, it didn't. Oh, okay. This makes so much more sense. I'm like, why isn't anyone like saying anything here? This is amazing. And then I realize, oh, my chat's just not scrolling. I'm like, Bean, where are you? Hold on. Sorry, I'm way far behind. I was like, why is it like this is insane? Why is no one saying nothing? I can't reply to myself, but what ages teenager? This it's like oops. Canonically, Boople middle name, which does not show up anywhere. Yes, Fig, 100%. 120. God damn, just looked on stream chat. Oh, the Spence. Yo, this is amazing. Yes, yes, yes. I appreciate the love. Sorry, I can't review that. That's here to review me. Yeah, this should review me. Yeah, Bean, can you review me now? I'm physically incapable of bragging. That sounds about right. Teach us your ways. Made with Clip Studio paint, fur coat, needs a lot of work. Yeah, but like look at the hair detail and the skin detail and the eye detail and the everything. Like what the heck? Teach us your ways, yes. What's this Dom? Oh yeah, Anonymous. Yo, Anonymous, what's up? Welcome in. This is good. Sends the next Mona Lisa, right? Nice. Clip Studio 2. There's is this Beats is a Viking? It kind of looks like Beats by accident. It's fair. I was gonna say he does have the you know, some partial baldness, so it's definitely, you know, all bald people are me. So no, dude, this is insane. You killed it. Like the metal work and all that, it looks freaking like the skin detail. It's insane, dude. I really it beats the brave. I really don't even know. I can't critique this dude. You're a far better artist than I am. Yeah, I'm currently working on a Saiyan made entirely out of made entirely out of stained glass. That sounds awesome. I also want to see that. Y'all give it up for Bean. That's awesome. Is there any critiques you want that I could, you know, attempt to do? You redeemed it, so you know. But I don't think I have a review other than this is hecking good. And good gravy. I do want a sneak peek. Sneak peek, hee. Yeah, damn Bean, good work. No wait, like, do you want to save it? It's like I'm like wanting to hit yes because it looks gorgeous, right? Trying to summon him. Well, it's not exactly the same, but it's like it's like a boss. Ah, I see. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Good heckin' work. One question before we move on to a new card. I thought of something for this one. Would rain be cool here? I feel like rain would look cool. Like just little rain streaks. I feel like that would be kind of... Is this your job? Because I feel like you could make bank with art like that. Bean's a scientist. I think he has done commission work, but I'll let him speak for himself. Look, a lobster. My dining gremlin looked at the endlings. Maybe they're little lobster guys. Might be getting too cluttered. Yeah, just leave it. Maybe a bit of fog or mist. I'm actually a bacteria boy. Science of beauty. There you go. Also just called the narwhal a shark unicorn. I mean, is it not, you know? I might just try it. But I think it's probably more than we need to add, but I just saw it and I'm like, I feel like we could try it. So we'll do a quick try on that, and then we'll move probably to do my voice cracked. Probably do like a land or something. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It'd have to be like this and like small. Yeah, I think you might be right. I think rain might be too much. Oh God. I grabbed the window. I'm just kind of getting it for a Want to do land? Yeah, I think this is just extra. I mean, it's kind of cool. I think it might just be too much. Like we don't need more. We should probably just move on. Right? I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's just more is less. Yeah, I agree. Let's not touch it. Okay, let's look at lands. I agree with Tuna. We should take a look at what lands we have. Brat says, I hope one day to be even half as good as or Bean, I hope to be half as good as you are at art. I agree. Bean's insane. Our message is not showing up again. Maybe small puddles. I did read that one. Is there another one that that I missed? I just think that yeah, it's probably just best to just leave it as is. No. I think I don't know if I read it. I may have looked at it, but I think I just decided that less is more. I'm conflicted. Hold on. One more try here. I want to be able to draw in general. That you can definitely do. I believe that. I believe in that. I lied. I do want to see if fog is anything. Someone said fog. I know I just said I'm not going to do anything more, but That's too much. Yeah. That's definitely too much. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna leave it. Okay. No. You can do it, Grot. Gotta go now. Haha. Almost time to drive. Getting nervous again, but it's fine. I believe in you, Tebow. You can do it. Anything to do with handling running fear, but it's probably too much. Yeah, I had like put like a crystal or something in there, and it was just like, eh. So yeah, let's look at the lands. I guess just to see all of them. Let's just go into Tabletop Simulator for now. Just for a sec. Because there's like the beta cards and the normal cards. Although, do all the beta ones show up in? Yeah, I think so. How's everyone doing today? What are y'all up to? Anything cool? Working on anything? Tell me what you're doing while I get this set up. The beta cards and the whatever cards are in separate things. So let's just show. We could do lands. I don't know if it necessarily needs to. Actually, honestly, doing a spell might be a better idea because I think we are lacking in spells. But a land could also be cool. I don't know. Now that I'm actually thinking about it, rather than just kind of half thinking about it. These are all the lands we have. We could do more lands. Got a river. We got a hallowed ground. We got forest. We got mountain. We got plains. We got swamp. We got desert. We got tundra. We got graveyard. And we got a giant turtle. Remember to check your mirrors. True. Oh, I think I missed that. Hot. What's hot? I also missed what's hot. Did someone called T-Bone just say they were scared of driving a T-Bone? T-Bow. Drawing is always. Indeed. Question. Are lands specifically just different terrains, or are they like natural landmarks too? Like a big mountain. So it's not anything. They're not specific lands, but they're, yeah, more generalized. But graveyard is like one of them, right? So that's like a specialized type of land, but not necessarily. Sorry, I'm not even showing you what it looks like. You asked how we were, and I said hi. Oh, nice. That's yeah. It's actually, I don't think it's, I think it's been actually pretty nice around these parts. I tell you what. It's, yeah, only 76 here, so it's not too bad, but do Minder quarry kind of land. Yeah, that'd be cool. I like that idea. I did have an idea for like a valley. Okay, actually, before we get too deep in that, let's actually see what we need. Because we got 2 lands. Okay, ooh, God. We got 2 lands, 2 structures, and a spell. So we really need more of all of these. A spell is the one we have. You can't actually see any of this. A spell is the one we have the least of. So it's probably the best to do, but honestly, any of them are good. Do y'all have an opinion? In fact, we don't do this often. Let's do a poll. What draw? Land. Structure. Spell. Start poll. I guess I got to do this on YouTube too. Hold on. Start poll. What to draw? Question mark. Land. Structure. Spell. Start poll. Why not? It's interesting because the polls on Twitch have like a designated time, whereas a poll on YouTube lasts literally forever until you end the poll. Oh yeah, it's been so long since I heard that sweet I'd tell you what. Anything for you, Bean. Update God of Magic and do some spells. Yeah, I probably should. I mean, we gotta just do spells anyway, but... Cheers. Oh, I just opened something. Cheers. Oh god, I'm hitting my mic. I wouldn't mind testing a deck centered around that playstyle. Yeah, it would be interesting. Okay, we got a 50-50 split on YouTube of spells and structures. How we doing? 2 for structures on... Oh god, are you guys trying to drown me again? I don't have the... Oh, and a posture check. Okay, hydrate, posture check. The posture one I definitely understand. Ugh. And bald. Okay. My hair's getting long though. Okay, structure wins, I suppose. Big. How dare you? Where's the shine? It's all gone. It's hidden by hair. I need to shave. At this point, we're just bullying you 100%. Yeah. Okay, we're doing a structure, I suppose. First, any suggestions? Second, let's look at the beta cards we already have and see if any of them are kind of working with any of the current cards we have. Right now, we have 2 main priorities. One is cards that synergize with gods, and 2, cards that use player interaction, like this card, you know, like ones that specifically have synergies with your allied player. Of course, we're mostly just going for thematics. We're kind of just drawing cards and coming up with things later at this point, apparently, because I'm just kind of out of ideas and too stressed about life to come up with anything right now. So so let's just let's pick something, or if you have any suggestions, I'm all ears. We have one called the Unstable Soulbind, which I don't know exactly what that is, but it needed to be a structure. Remove 5 units each turn. If the card has reached 0 units, or cards can reach 0 units if it does not die. Wait, 0 units and does not die. Oh, it's basically like an invincibility structure, which is kind of crazy. I don't know, that one's kind of crazy. Magic Academy like Hogwarts lets you cast spells on your allies or something. You kind of already can do that. No ideas for spells? No, we're doing structures. Structures is what everyone voted on. But it would be good to have synergies with existing gods, which at this point like almost could be anything, but because we have a bunch of gods to synergize with. But that would be kind of cool. More like spell synergies, like a structure that somehow you know, does more with spells. Which I know we've had like a few ideas of like reducing costs of spells or removing costs of spells, which would be kind of cool. But I also am unsure whether that should just be the effect of the God of Magic. Kind of hard to say, but we have an effect here. Order something or other. An ability that lets you change the attack priority of monsters or minions. That's pretty cool. I don't know what that would be, but it could be something. This one just says structure. If your ally gains, or wait, all your allies gain all your triggered effects, excluding gods. Units are placed on their god. Okay, so that's like bridge, but with triggered effects, which is maybe too insane. It would probably be a unit effect that causes triggered effects to trigger on your allies' gods, which are allies cards, which is kind of crazy, but maybe we could do that. We've got sacrificial altar units. Yeah, here. Unit effects. It's a unit effect of 8. You may now move units off cards past 1, destroying them. Oh, that's basically just the God of Destruction's ability, which I don't know if we want to put that on a card. That feels like weird to me. And then Castle, draw a card, make an attack. Interesting. Or discard a card, make an attack. We already have a thing for Castle, so we could just make that a thing, but anyway. Gain units when spell is used. That's cool. We could do that. BC, have you got like a suggestion box in your server or something for people to drop ideas while you're not streaming? I do not, but I definitely should. I did for why does my voice keep cracking? I did for Soul, but I don't think I have for armies, and I should do that. Don't fill it up like a kid writing for a list for Santa. Yeah, there you go. But I should do that. You're right. That is a great idea. Beats, do it and just ignore all the comments from me and Autonomous. There you go. And me also. Call it the ignore box. Put your ideas in here that you want me to ignore. We could do something like a Magic Academy. That could be kind of cool. The folder that isn't... Oh wait, ours immediately go into the special folder like this. The folder that isn't linked to recycling, but yeah. I'm blanking so hard with ideas. Yeah, honestly, like, again, we can kind of just come up with with card design, like card ideas, and then just, you know, honestly, Magic Academy is pretty good. Do enemies have structures? I forgot. They have ruins, which are kind of like structures, but, you know, they're the equivalent. A battering ram that hits enemy structures. The battery, there is an enemy battering ram, but that could be a thing, right? That could be something that like we do have the like siege engine or whatever it's called. So far I'm actually liking like a Mage's Academy. That'd be kind of cool. And that's actually a pretty good effect, like gain we do have Mage's Tower, which is like maybe too similar. I don't know if that's too similar to a Magic Academy, but it would synergize nicely with. Actually, here's what we should do. Let me actually, I don't know why I closed Tabletop Simulator. We kind of need it open. Let's look at our list of this will help us think a little bit. Look at what we need, you know. If we go to here, this is our list of cards with things that need other things. Like we need to like find. I'm just trying to push a Spellblade based deck. I mean, we could. I mean, they basically need one more structure. These don't necessarily have to be the spells either. These are kind of just there, but I do like that idea. It would also be like, well, gotta drop beats. See ya later, Bean, and also Beans in chat. See ya, Bean. From Bean to all the fellow Beans out there. Farewell. Goodbye. Thank you for stopping by. Awesome art, by the way. EXO to Luna. EXO. She's right there. Little pile of fluff in the corner. And we could do like a Mage's Academy. Or like Wizard Academy. It's something that isn't Mage necessarily, right? I mean, Academy in general would be good, right? And let's just do. Part of me almost wonders if like if hear me out. A technology structure that is a steampunk artillery cannon that can be fired every 2 turns, kills 1 enemy card for the next turn. Either players or Old God draw cards. Interesting. We do have some structures that attack, but nothing that's like so powerful. I don't know exactly what deck that would fit into besides maybe God of War, I suppose, right? We do have some new cards that I need to implement into here, but God, for some reason it feels like more than 40 minutes have passed. Magic Library lets you search for spells. That's also kind of cool. Okay, I mean, the two, like the The three decks that we really have that are most promising for stuff we're coming up with is War, Harvest, and Magic. Yeah, I'm thinking it leaves a ginormous explosion, leaves behind a fallout kind of like a nuke, and that's why there's no one can draw cards. That's kind of cool. I do like that idea. But I'm not 100%. I mean, like, again, we could just draw a tank kind of deal, right? Artillery cannon, and then come up with an ability after, but I'm trying to think. I mean, it's, yeah, we could either push for our for like a spell based deck, or not even necessarily spell, but magic, quote unquote, because magic currently, I don't know if that's like the smartest idea until we rework God of Magic. And again, my brain's kind of still fried, so I'm not 100% sure on fully committing to doing a magic based thing. It could give us some more ideas, but part of me does think we should focus on Harvest because because we're close to finishing the deck, and we do need like 2 more structures. So yeah, I kind of got to figure out if I want to do adjacencies. I feel like if I do adjacencies, I really have to like lock in the fact that this game is like a grid game, right? Right now there's like above and below. But if I start doing adjacencies, then I just like have to like be like, okay, the game is played on a grid, you know, at that point. Oh, hell yeah. We're so back. Yo, Toots, what up, dude? We're trying to decide on what structure to make. We're gonna do some more art. Give me out a structure that summons a specific hero linked to it. The hero keeps arriving unless the structure is destroyed. We kind of have something like that. We have the necromancy altar, where basically if a hero card is destroyed, it will put cards back into your hand, which is kind of maybe too similar to that. I do like the idea, but also tracking to make sure, well, I guess you can decide like, oh yeah, that hero is linked to that. Is that Adonis and Bean I see too? Bean left, but Adonis is still here. What does God of Harvest do? God of Harvest is so their base ability is you can play 2 if you play 2 lands, you can play an additional one. So normally you can only play 2 cards. If you play 2 lands, you get to play 1. Generally not that useful unless you have a lot of lands in your hand. So that could be maybe something we could consider. And then when you play a land, gain units on that land equal to the number of lands players currently control. So essentially, if you play a land, say you have 3 lands and you play a land, so that will be your 4th land, you gain 3 units on that land when you place it. So they're very ramping kind of effect. So, I mean, maybe something, the homies are here, it's true. The structure that gains units depending on how many lands you have active. That's kind of cool. We do have the Druid, which does gain units based on the number of lands you have in play. I don't know if we'd want to do a structure that's the same thing. I almost like think it it could be like a similar effect but more, right? But that also I almost feel like maybe they should, like, similar to your like spell searching idea, a land searching idea, like a farm or something. There is a farm, but we could have something like that, right? Like maybe something that searches for land, and then you get to draw land based on spending a number of units. I think that could be kind of cool. You can make a department of agriculture. I was just like, we have an embassy of the Grand Accord. Parks and recreation. No. Whoa. Oh, the embassy. That's a cool card. Yeah, thank you. It's not bad. Good synergy with the God card. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, it's good in general, and then their base effect is somewhat lackluster because, in a lot of time, you only have 7 cards, so 2 of them or 3 of them exactly being lands is kind of hard. So maybe having something you spend units to draw a land would be kind of cool. So I think that's probably something we're looking at for the effect. What would be a card that does that? Like like I'm like a prospector, but like that's a person. It's a cool card. Thank you. Giant telescope finds nearby lands. I like the concept. Telescope makes me think of like more like stars or something, right? Is there something more equivalent to like navigation, right? Or a boat? Ooh, a boat's good. I like a boat. Like exploration vessel or something. Do we like that? Does that seem interesting to us? We already do have an airship, but I feel like having a water ship is the next, the next it would be a thing that we should do. Okay. Sure, why not, right? It's not the flashiest sounding thing, but not everything can be flashy, Draw some water on the airship and you're done. Yeah, we're gonna have to try to make it look somewhat different, for sure. To be fair, the airship probably doesn't have enough synergy. Well, it's kind of got some interesting stuff. I don't know if it has enough synergy with like other things. So, changing its effect could be like a faster solution, but we'll do something like it. We'll do something cooler though, right? We'll do something like, I'm thinking like something more perspective-y, I know perspective-y is not a word, but here we are. Thinking hard about suggestions I gave to try to formulate what I mean is a coherent way, but Got way too much brain fog today. I feel you, dude. Me too. You know, boat isn't super inspired, but no, like as far as like, no offense, Anonymous. that sounded rude. It's not like, you know, it's like the most interesting thing we could have drawn. But it makes sense, right? And we do need simple cards, so what do you need suggestions for? I wasn't listening. Oh, we're doing structures. I think we've got one now. I think we're gonna do a boat. Yeah, no worries. Honestly, sometimes it just doesn't flow. I think that part of the problem is we're trying to think of something like super duper interesting. What about a houseboat? Good. Although it's supposed to be like a some sort of the idea was like a exploration vessel kind of deal. Unusually complicated houseboat. That's the thing, it doesn't need to be. That's the thing. It like I think we're trying to make it more complicated than it needs to be. I feel like doing something like, again, very sort of perspective drawing would be cool. Oh god, somehow I just turned it to a leaf brush. There you go. Submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine. I think simple cards have charm to them. If every card was Iron Sentinel, the Iron Sentinel wouldn't be as cool. True. Not sure how this relates to Harvest, though. I think that's okay. I mean, if you guys come up with something better before I get a sketch done. Okay, here's the concept for the card, just so everyone's on the same page here. The card is ideally for the Harvest deck. That said, like, not everything here is like super Harvest related, right? But yeah, a card for the Harvest deck that allows you to search your deck and draw more lands. The more lands you can draw, the more lands you can place. The more you place, the more units you get, based on how the God of Harvest works. We want to do a structure for this. The idea is because a boat can explore, it can find lands, which I think makes pretty dang perfect sense. For it's, you know, a structure is kind of a loose term, right? Like, you know, because we do have like an airship already. But yeah, if you can think of something better, sure. But I also think a boat is sufficient. It doesn't, like Adonimus said, it doesn't really fit like the Harvest theme, but at the same time, I don't necessarily think it needs to. And my canon ideas with God of Destruction is also pretty okay. Yeah, well, I'll have to, part of the problem is God of Destruction might need to be reworked as well. Because right now they, it functions off of, whenever a hero attacks, the hero gains units. But it might have to be reworked for like if any card attacks to start synergizing with other stuff. And yeah, so it might be worth looking at God of War before we go to ham on that too, at least for other things. A fishing boat fits the Harvest theme. That's kind of true. But doesn't necessarily fit the design or the card type, right? Like, yeah, you're harvesting fish, but then you're not finding land, right? I don't know. Either way, I think a boat's fine. That's a good call. You know, we'll see what it looks like by the time we're done with it. We're still trying to even get the perspective here. What about port filled with boats? Again, could work, but doesn't really fit. I mean, the vibe I'm getting from Harvest God is prosperity. Yeah, which kind of fits better. Exploration ship also works. Yeah, I mean, we could rename the God of Harvest to prosperity or something even. I have been tempted to make some of them terms more broad. For some of them, like God of Humanity, I've been tempted to do as like God of Creation or something. You know? Okay, this is not the boat we're using, but I need for my own brain to like just trace 2 lines here or 3 lines here for perspective. The ship lines go kind of like this, and then kind of like this, and then goes like this, and then like, you know, we'll have it's going to be more of a sailboat kind of boat. Right? And then the side, it's not a cruise ship, but I kind of want like an overly dramatic perspective, kind of like this. I always love how it just like instantly looks worse once you remove the whatever. All right, it's a sketch. Stop getting over whatever about it. I'm talking not to you guys. I'm talking to myself. Don't mind me. A lot of time I get 2 in my head and I'm like, it has to be perfect, but it's like this is the sketch. What are you doing? Newly built port town. Yeah, the port doesn't quite fit the theme exactly of finding lands, right? I mean, I guess it could, but exploration ship also works. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think we're okay with it. When you say structure, it has to be an individual building, not necessarily. And, you know, obviously a ship isn't a building either, right? But no, it's the cruise ship. Yeah, no, it's just for the perspective. I need this line too. And then like this. That's gonna make so much more sense. There we go. It's just the first one that I pulled up that had the perspective I liked because I wanted it to kind of be like below the ship, right? Like you're looking up at it, so it looks like kind of larger than life. I'm gonna hide this and then I'm just gonna draw for a minute. Unrestricted beats Unchained. No one can stop me. Of course, these sails should be more like this if they're square. And probably, ideally, to add more sort of shapeness, is the proper term, make them a little more polygonal. Messy art is the main advantage of sketch layers. Yeah, 100%. Like, I don't know why I get 2 in my head about it. I'm like, oh, I can't draw something bad. Like, no, just do it. You can make it look nice later. I have a druid statue at the front of the ship or something. Ooh, yeah, you could do that. Yeah, also welcome in, Kat. I don't know if I said hi. I think I saw you say art, and I don't know if I also said art, but I thought it in my head. And that should count for something. How you doing today? Doing well. Did you reduce the bald tax? I think I accidentally at one point reduced it after the bald day that you missed, and I accidentally put it at a cheaper price, and then there we go. It was bound to happen. Yeah, if you want to clean your sketch layer, you can just start with messy and clean up afterward. Yeah, exactly. I just get too in my head about it, you know? What if we do this? And then like another set of sails. Sail. Dun, 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 dun. I like this price. The price has been like that for a good while. I'm surprised you didn't notice sooner, but you know, here we are. You have people watching your every move, so there's so no surprise there. Yeah. Just like, oh man. No pressure at all. The main important thing about the sketch layer is, does it show the shape? What is it? Shape I want it to. If the answer is yes, then it's a good job. Exactly. Couldn't agree more. I don't know if this is a real ship. Like, this is probably not how sales work 100%. But you know, sometimes you just draw things. And half of this is probably going to be obscured or shrunken down. So, you know, here we are. What layer? Oh. Huh. Wait, no, I just I'm like, how is this on the wrong layer? But I accidentally merged layers. Oopsie. This needs to be less tall. All right, I need 12,000 Bitcoin to keep the hat off for 4 hours. There you go. Player check redeem. I do need to do that. We need to do like a stream soon where I'm doing like adding some redeems. We're due for it. I believe how sales work is you would have a long, tall structural pole and have 2 sideways poles to attach the top and then bottom sail. Yeah, I should probably look at some like better reference pictures here. These cruise ships ain't doing it. I think, yeah, there's like a pole like here, right? And then like ropes are holding this down. I'm not like super worried about it looking, you know, too realistic per se. Let's not have this tangent like that. Maybe. But you know. All right, now I'm just gonna merge these layers. And then maybe like a Crow's Nest. I don't know. By the way, I'm doing shown a story where the power system is technically lost from a crazy war. Do you have any suggestions what kind of technology would allow the main character to have magic powers? So like the lost technology is the magic? Is that kind of what you're saying? I thought the pull at the bottom of the sail too, but looking up references, I think you're right. The rope is the supporting the bottom. Yeah. Electromagnets. Thinking it should be something simple like gauntlets and boots, but I don't know. Check that song check. Song check is Swallowed by the Sandstorm. It has been checked. Beat, checking the beats. Yeah, is it actual magic or is it sorry, did I read that wrong? Where the power system is lost technology and crazy war. Have any suggestions? What kind of technology will allow that magic powers? Magnetic powers. Don't worry about misreading. Magnetic. Yep. I'm just thinking of magic because yeah, thank you. Dyslexia. Yeah. Magnetic powers, that changes things. Yeah, I would say yeah, like yeah, electromagnets is definitely the thing, right? Boots and gauntlets, I think are probably, you know, obviously, yeah, the first thought, right? Like you could climb on things and that kind of stuff. I'm trying to think if there's anything cooler. I shouldn't have merged these layers, but it's okay. No. I have to mess with this. Ketchup and mustard colors. Trying not to have a tangent, but they keep... There we go. Technology is more like magic because it doesn't really need to make sense. The idea is it's so advanced that it can be understood or something like that. Right. Yeah, that's kind of what I was... I think that's why my brain just kept saying magic. I was thinking of like you said like lost technology, and that was kind of where my brain, I think, was at. That said, what else could be a thing? Magnets. How do they work? Do we need a sail behind this as well? Like one more set of sails all the way back here, you know? Or is that too many sails? I mean, you could always have like, you know, throwable electromagnet kind of things, right? Like where it's like electromagnetic grenade, essentially, right? Where it just pulls everything into it that's magnetic. I think you could do a lot of cool stuff with just like, yeah, I think double sails are probably sufficient, but he's a kid raised small town mechanic, and his power we center around being able to make stuff attract or push. It could be like the reason I think it's cool to have like, you know, a thing. Like, I think you would want your character to have something on them that does that, right? Like, yeah, like a gauntlet or something. Here's the character. Gauntlets. Boots. But it would also be cool to have like, potentially, you know, it could just be metal, but like also having some sort of thing, a device that can then pull you towards said device or other things towards said device. And then you can have cool play where you're doing like slingshot mechanics and stuff like that. Obviously, this could just be metal, but also having the ability to like throw something out and then, you know, it doing something is kind of cool. Other than that, honestly, I think just having something that, you know, you know, I think sometimes the obvious thing is okay, you know? I've gone back too far. Or I've done whatever. It'd be cool to have. We're just playing around in space here right now. A lot of these ships have like a different shaped sail in the back. But it could just be more squares. I kind of like the more squares, honestly. It just feels more consistent. I think I want to do 3 sails for some reason. I don't know why, but... I think our perspective might be a smidge off, but, you know, whatever. Here we are. Let's go back to our cruise ship for a second. Here we go. Maybe it could have the technology fuse with him so the body can specifically alter magnetic waves. An issue with weapons and gear and stories that can be lost. I want to bind it. Ooh, that'd be kind of cool. I mean, you know, a really easy way to like just be like, this is basically magic, is just like use the nanotechnology excuse, right? Like, oh, they just have 10 billion nanobots doing this thing, you know, and that's affecting. They can do this because of nanobots. It's a good excuse if you want to just, you know, because pretty much like in theory, if you have like 10 million machines inside of you, they should be able to do something. And obviously like their use cases are very, a little bit of everywhere. Like you could do whatever with them. So sci-fi settings, you want to special property tied to the character rather than the gear. That's what makes cybernetics. That's what cybernetics for mutant alien species can also be applicable. Yeah, exactly. You could have, you know, yeah, just, you know, cyborgs, you know. Okay. Of course, this is gonna have to be a lot smaller. I think I kind of want it to be to just fill up the frame a bit. I don't know. Does that look boat enough to you? I think that's boat-like enough. Then we'll have, you know, waves. Probably some clouds or something. Though, if we want, maybe we should have like some sort of like land here to kind of show that's an exploration vessel and it's finding land, you know? Like that. Not really a sci-fi story per se, since it takes place in the world with 90% 90s level technology, so I'm really conflicted. Oh, does the... I got you. I see what you're saying. I think it's badass if there's no land. The boat is just center point. Yeah, I mean, could do that. I don't know. It's kind of fine either way, right? Like, I don't necessarily need a land. Let's just start with the boat, I suppose. I don't know. Beats exploring a city. Yes, you got it. Big boat. You want centered? I kind of like it being like just a smidge off centered. Just based on the way it's facing. But you tell it's a boat because of the way it is. You know what? I'm gonna regret deleting that reference if I delete it, so let's not. That I would say is a fair use of tracing something. I don't know about y'all, but see if we can't add like a little more interest into some of these shapes, but I don't know. We'll also probably add like detail to it to make it look more, give it some more, you know, just more in general. I don't know if the bottom looks that great, but we will be covering it up with waves, so I'm not like super worried about it either. Donomus did suggest that we do like a cool figurehead on the ship. I'm not entirely certain if we want it to be God of Harvest. I don't know if I'm liking this shape. Yeah. I mean, even if you trace some art that is a starting point, that's fine, as long as the end you're making is different. If you know what I mean. Yeah, for sure. I agree. We're definitely gonna need, like, you know, might be cool to, like, you know, have this like a smidge lower. That. Slap part with wooden texture and the front of the figurehead. Just let the bard or the boat with a wooden texture on the front as the figurehead. The Songcheck help. I should make a command for that, although I don't know how to do that. Tales from a Dead World. I think there is a way to like have it show on stream, but I just never figured that out. We also just way went over the not only the Bald Redeem, but also the ad. I just completely forgot about it. And honestly, I just don't care. I'm just over it right now. I don't know about y'all, but I'm over it. I hope y'all didn't miss too much. Although most of you guys are on YouTube, which you don't get ads unless I place an ad, so. And, I don't know. I'm partly tempted to, like, turn back just the auto ads, but, like, they're kind of intrusive. I kind of wish I could control it as well as I do with, or as well as I can with, Twitch, but, you know, here we are. Hold the King. What up, dude? Wait, where's the thing? Hello. Hi. Let me do the thing for you. Where's the... Don't have a pen. Probably should have just made this digital. Pen is like melting. Ad blockers are also more effective on YouTube than they are on Twitch. Very true. By the way, what's your favorite board game? Kind of funny. I don't honestly play that many board games. I've kind of always been someone who like does things more than I like I create things more than I like play them, I guess. It was the same in film school. I hadn't really watched a ton of movies, but I went to film school anyway because I, you know, appreciate making films. But that said, I do like, you know, ones that have more cooperative sort of nature to them, which is probably surprising to no one with, you know, the theme of this game being cooperation. I do like Hanabe is pretty cool. The firework game, if you ever play that one. It's basically solitaire except cooperative, and no one, you show your hand to everyone else. And you have to give hints to the players on what cards they have. So that one's pretty good. And then Codenames is also just solid, you know. I wasn't gonna ask for the thing, but yeah. Well, I got you. I got you covered. Film school. Yep. Beats. I think something like this would be cool. Stream chat. Okay, we can take a look. Ooh. Wait, did you draw this? Heck yeah, look at that. That's pretty rad. That's pretty awesome. Hell yeah, dude. That looks sick. Look, there I am. Yeah. I mean, I could definitely see something like that. That's dope as hell. Nice work, dude. That looks sick. Hey, you're really taking that the digital art in stride, aren't you? You're like, I don't know how to do it, and they're like, yeah, and here's 2 awesome artworks that I've shown you. Grot's got it. Historic perspectives on point. Yeah, right. Awesome work, dude. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could totally see that. Something like that feels maybe like a little bit, well, maybe not. Partly feels like too modern for armies, but I could see something like that maybe with just like a little bit more like wood on it. The robot seems okay, like full metal, because it's not like huge, but I think like a giant structure like that, I feel like would have to be like partly wood. Kind of go with that like steampunk look. But if I were to do it for like, you know, for an armies card, I could definitely see that. The design in general though, yeah. Totally. I concur. I'm the type of person that consumes content for personal or potential inspiration, but then I just end up thinking, man, I could never make something this cool. Yeah, that's kind of a struggle, right? Like, you know, getting discouraged by stuff rather than encouraged. I'll admit I'd probably be better at designing if I had more, you know, like experience doing it, right? Or not experience doing it, more, what am I trying to say? I'd be better at designing if I had more stuff I could reference, because, you know, someone's like, oh, this thing's cool, and I'd be like, yeah. But at the same time, it's not 100% necessary. And sometimes, like, there is the argument to be made that's like, if you don't know about the thing, you don't know about like the standard, maybe you're better off not knowing, because then you don't copy something too much. It's kind of that's a weird predicament though. It's like, I don't know if that's like a thing you should like never learn anything, because when you don't learn, then you'll be able to be more creative. Like, I don't know, that doesn't feel quite right, you know? What I learned in art is I've learned it's important to drop standards. Basically, don't worry about it if it's a little messy. True. When I draw steampunk, I usually go for the more grimdark industrial steampunk, though. That's more my jam. Yeah, no, I agree. I honestly think that's pretty cool. But I think for armies, it would probably have to be a little bit more like, just based on like how the cards look and stuff like that. Maybe I could go more, you know, metal, but it feels like too far outside of like the typical, like the normal fantasy sort of look of the game. But besides that, yeah, I agree. I would say in a vacuum, I would definitely say that looks cooler. It's almost like steampunk if like a Total War game, like a not Total War. Warhammer was like steampunk, you know? It's like that sort of like really industrial looking sort of style. There's a ship. I mean, you have a community here. You could play stuff with if you ever feel like trying. Yeah, right. I probably should just play around more. I think it goes both ways. The less you know, the less you're aware of how original or unoriginal you are. Being influenced by other people's work is what brought some of the best works to life. Yeah, right. It's kind of like I think it's bad to just like think of that mindset like I shouldn't learn anything because if I learn stuff then I'll, you know, be too much like other people. It's like that's kind of crazy. But yeah, I think yeah. I do think I'm not discouraged by my lack of knowledge, I guess. Yeah, I think you definitely could you've got good ideas. Most of the stuff I've heard has been good. I think you should be confident about that. This definitely shouldn't go this far. I believe in you is what I'm trying to say. If you want to do your own ventures. My steampunk tends toward post-apocalyptic World War I vibe usually. Yeah, I could kind of see that in there. It's cool. The perspective is definitely a smidge off. I was gonna say reference the boat, but the problem is the boat does not line up anymore. Let's reference the boat. Yeah, we lost our that's kind of what it is, but I shifted my perspective at some point here and it's not quite right, but do. I don't know, that's probably better. But yeah, I guess like what Kat was saying is that it's okay to be, you know, sloppy and have stuff not turn out perfect, because that is honestly sometimes it makes it look better. or whatever project that is, right? Like, it's okay if it's not perfect. You'll get better next time, you know? Most hindered by insane laziness. Definitely something I need to work on. I feel you. I feel you there. I'm pretty well motivated, but obviously I think we can all be lazy sometimes. Common CRS to draw perspective lines. I need to get better at understanding how to draw perspective lines and understanding how those work. Because I've never, well, I've done them a few times and I've never just like committed it to, you know, memory of like, okay, this is how I do this. Just always kind of there. Something I never really explored it too well. I should though. They're not that complicated, I know, but like I just need to practice with it. All right, there's a ship. Let's see if there's any other little details we could add. Some of it might just be adding details in color rather than... I guess usually there's a sail coming from the sky, sort of, right? Like this is... Something is usually tied to here to do that, you know? But I don't think I really need to draw... Should I draw a sail here? Or is that just too much? I think it's just too much. I don't care. Yeah, I mean, most of them have something now that I'm looking at it. Yep. Being okay with more messy pieces are develop faster and have more practice gets easier to add more detail, not spending too much time cleaning up your art. Means you're not spending too much time erasing detail. Yeah, that's very true. I don't know where the... I guess it kind of just floats, huh? Maybe we can do that. Let's just do it real quick. Of course, I ended up drawing a tangent again. There we go. Not right either. Speaking of erasing art, I should turn on my, well, first of all, I need to be in my art display. And second of all, I should turn on this. Yeah, there we go. I can see the full art as I'm zoomed in and whatnot. I'll add some lines here. Okay, do we want to do a figurehead on this? I'm still unsure. Alone is the song, Grot. I guess I'm gonna have to get a song, a bot that tells you what song's going on. That is a thing. I just never figured out how to do it. Okay, let's add. Add some water lines here. Trying to decide if I do like waves or if I actually. Also trying to decide like what this is gonna look like visually, as far as like like lighting and stuff like that. Like I don't know if it's gonna be like a stormy sea or calm or what. Fairhead might look good though. I think mostly just a matter of, do I want to put in the effort? Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm the bot that has the update, song updates. There you go. I wonder if my chat bot thing has this. Not my chat, but my social stream. Is there a search here? No. My old one used to, but I probably had to get a separate bot for it. My old thing used to, but it kind of was just buggy all the time and YouTube never worked, so it was just like meh. But I checked the Path to Nowhere soundtrack. Some banger music after stream. I recommend Behind the Curtain, Nocturne, Hotline, and Son of a Gun. It's a variety of genres. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'll take a look at it. What do we think? Do we think we want this kind of like calm, happy, whatever? Do we want more stormy? What are we thinking? Anyone have any opinions? I'm also kind of thinking I'm not going to do a figurehead because that sounds like a lot of work. Harvest has to be hopeful and happy. Yeah, I think that's probably true. So maybe we just kind of keep it pretty standard. We'll like open a few card arts here. Like, I guess sort of like turtle sort of colors, maybe plain sort of colors, or between these two. I don't know. I kind of like the colors in the turtles. Calm environment. I think cool detail could be putting or something. Detail suggests a human presence without drawing people specifically. Yeah, we could do something like that. Calm waters would be sufficient with adventurous style piece. If you don't want to display any danger, then stormy is unnecessary. Yeah, I agree. I concur. Yeah, I think we're just gonna yeah, we're just gonna do these sort of colors. I almost feel like we could do, I don't know if this works or not, but we're trying it. Might look too gray. Just kind of trying to get a gradient here. It's on the wrong layer. I literally created a new layer and then didn't draw on it. Love the lasso tool. It is very nice. Yeah, I really need to get better at using it, honestly. It's something I should use more often. Ugh. I'm checking something here. Give me just a sec. Use the lasso to pretty much everything I draw. Yeah, one of the things like I need to get better at is like having like a more variation in like shadows. Like if I want to do, or like lighting and stuff, like if I wanted to do I don't know, for instance, this sail, right? I don't know, this is probably a bad example, but where's my line art layer? Okay, this is this one. Like I could do something like I could, you know, if I want like a harsh edge on one side and a soft shadow on another, I could do like something like this and then do like, you know, get out of here. Do like something like this, right? This is the wrong application for this, but I think you get what I mean, right? Whereas like one part's a harsher edge and then the other part is like, you know, more like, these brushes so big. Maybe just a tiny bit of feathering there. But you can do stuff like that, right? Like I think that's kind of a cool thing, but yeah. Sorry, I'm back. Love the ship. Thank you. Yeah, it's coming along. We need, actually, we need to deselect some stuff here. Or actually select whatever. Yeah, some of this is not gonna get colored in. I do use the quick select tool a lot, but I don't really use the lasso tool as much as I should. All right, what are we at? We can't miss the ad break again. 12 minutes. I mentally can't miss the ad break again. I missed something. Yeah, so what's everyone up to? I don't know. I'm like I've run out of things to say. What's everyone doing? What have you been up to? I think I'm getting hungry. I didn't really have lunch, honestly, which was a mistake. But yeah, here we are. I need to go grocery shopping after this too, so maybe I'll just grab some quick food whilst there. It's just started a new artwork. For now, it's just background, but it's shaping up. Heck yeah. I was gonna say, are you sharing? Yes, you are sharing. Ooh, that's fun. I like that. That looks cool. Like the moon or sun or whatever that is. Orb, sky orb, planet, you know, could be anything. A celestial body, if you will. I'm crocheting a bighorn sheep. Ooh. Mostly just chilling. Curious how you feel about TTRPG systems tactical combat. Just in general, I like it. However, I typically, when playing my own campaigns, tend toward more roleplay centric stuff. But I like the idea of like the tactical combat, but I do find it like pulls away from the role playing experience. But that's kind of like that looks better. That's not like I dislike the tactical combat. Like when I'm playing Baldur's Gate, I prefer to just do the combat than actually listening to the story. So I still like the combat, but you know, is everyone in this community super talented and skilled? I feel like a black sheep. Tuna, I believe in you. I think you're probably more skilled than you're letting on. And I'm certainly, yeah, look at that. You're super talented and skilled at something. I mean, you're talking about writing a lot. I can't write for boop, so I'm sure you've got skill. Don't be hard on yourself. just tactical combat in general with context of TTRPGs. Do art redeems have to be digital art? No, they can be whatever you want. Whatever you please. I have a super stream delay, maybe about 10 to 15 seconds. Yeah, YouTube has like a good bit of a delay. I could turn to ultra low latency. I don't know if you guys want me to try that in the future. Technically the recordings would be like less good, but at the same time, like whatever, they're already not, like they're already 720p if I download them. So you guys let me know if the delay is bad. I could potentially try to fix that. Song check. Sorry, I was like, what am I doing? Vengeance with a Smile. I started playing a mech turn-based strategy game where recently that parts mechanically where you damage the arms, legs, separate body parts different. It reminded me of Soul. Yeah. I think someone talked to me about that in the comments. I was like, yeah, that's it's very sorry, I'm losing brain power apparently. I haven't done anything on the ship in like 4 minutes. I think I want a different wood color. I almost want to copy this wood color of the border. I don't know, what do we like better? Darker or lighter wood? Battletech, yeah. What are art redeems? So I have on Twitch, I have a lot of different redeems you can get. One of them's art review. I will do it anyway if you just ask me to. But you know, I might spend like a smidge more time on it. Where basically I will just look over your art. That's the idea. Get on your Twitch. Get on Twitch with us, yo. I can't read. Grass is greener over here. What do we, this looks happier. Yeah, yeah, so I like tactical tabletop RPGs. I am more interested in trying to find like a balance between the two. Where it's like combat doesn't like feels like you're role playing, but isn't, you know? I'm more interested in finding some sort of balance because I don't personally like a lot of the like rules light combat things. I think they're kind of like uninteresting and too unrestrictive, but at the same time, I feel like I'm still trying to find some sort of balance, which may not exist. I don't know, but it is just an interesting thought, you know. Delay test. I read that a minute late, so keep that in mind. Oh, you also get to see it. An art review from Fig. You post it in the Discord. You can throw in the stream chat or your creations or whatever you want to do. All the Twitch controversies made it hard to support Twitch in 2025. Honestly, I'm not even aware of what controversies there are, to be honest. But fair enough. I really wish I could do redeems and stuff on YouTube, but I really don't. There's just no way to do it really well. Their platform is just not ideal. Just doesn't allow for that. Yeah, Discord doesn't let you do things over like a certain number of megabytes. If you did it like sent it like put it on Google Drive and then sent me a thing or like a link via Google Photos or something, I could do it. But although don't accidentally dox yourself, I don't know. So you don't like rules like combat systems, and you say, and did you say you do or don't want RP combined with combat? I refresh. I want to have more, like most rules light systems I don't really like. But I think it would be cool to have some sort of system where it's like some sort of structure to combat that feels like more like role play. I don't know if that's achievable. I do firmly believe that combat and roleplay are at odds with each other. They're mutually exclusive. Like, if you try to have really interesting combat, it's taking away from the roleplay and vice versa. But I don't know. Maybe I can be proven wrong. I don't know. Looking good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Did we get something from Fig? No, not yet. We're waiting. Saw by the Sunset for Grot. Mostly bias moderation isn't the type of place to get political, but there's a lot of special treatment for certain streamers. Yeah, okay. I guess I see what you're saying. I know they're extremely inconsistent. Oh wait, we're gonna add in a few seconds. They're extremely inconsistent with their moderation. I definitely know that. You know, it's like certain people get a pass and certain people don't, but they need to get better at that. And I think maybe they're trying to, but who knows? You know? But here we are. I do not blame you for, you know, having you know, reservations about that. Okay, we're doing an ad. Twitch is like I don't know. We'll talk about it in a bit. We're hitting an ad right meow. So I'll get back to it when we whatever. I need like a snack or I'm gonna pass out. So give me just a sec. We'll be back. ERB.
Waiting your turn sucks, and I think it's time we all come to admit that. Like, how many times have you been sitting at a table playing a game and either finding yourself zoning out completely or anxiously hyper-focusing on what you're gonna do the next turn when it finally rolls around, easily losing sight of the bigger picture? And this is the case whether you're playing a board game, tabletop role-playing game, or even a video game. Today I'm specifically focusing on tabletop role-playing games, but this applies pretty much across the board. Yes, that was a board game pun. No, I'm not sorry. Sorry, I'm not. You know, whatever. But what if I told you I devised a way of making your turns not just bearable, but actually fun? Now I'm gonna tell you about that. So, yeah. One of the things that helped inspire this idea was I was reading through comments on one of my previous videos. I had proposed a slot-based inventory system that ties health and the inventory system directly. As you get hurt, you lose access to those item slots. However, I didn't really have a good way of determining which slot actually got damaged. I had suggested random chance by rolling some dice, or maybe allowing the attacker to target specific slots. But a few comments suggested that instead, why not let the defender choose? And I don't know why this didn't occur to me before, but it's brilliant. It's like improv as a game mechanic, the yes and of combat. Role-playing games like D&D, Pathfinder, what have you, all pretty much rely on improv to tell a good story. A good game master will consider the core principles of improv. Yes and, yes but, no and. These principles build on an idea rather than dismissing it, helping players feel heard and making their vision part of the story. If you're not familiar with this concept, I recommend checking out one of these two videos. They explain it better than me. But why shouldn't these concepts be used in the mechanics of the game as well? Combat especially. Most parts of the game are a give and take. A player may want to do one thing, and regardless of whether they succeed or not, their actions should impact the narrative. But instead, a player is often left passively waiting for their turn, disengaged from the flow of the story and the game. A good game master wouldn't dictate how your character feels or force them to act. However, most systems break this rule when it comes to a player taking a hit. When it comes to combat, most players are supposed to wait their turn, take their beating, and move on. They have no choice in the matter of what happens to their character. This feels like a forced interaction that detracts from the collaborative storytelling spirit of role-playing games. So why shouldn't these improv concepts also be used in the mechanics of the game? So with all that in mind, let's bring it back to our slot-based inventory example. Say an enemy attacks a player. The players defend, but instead of having some binary options of yes, you get hit, or no, you don't get hit, why not give the player a mechanical option for something more interesting like, yes, you hit me, but I deflect the sword into my shoulder, narrowly missing my head. This brings the yes but sort of concept into the mechanics and makes the interaction more dynamic and engaging. The solution not only fixes boring turn-based waiting, but also makes the game feel better overall. For one, it helps players stay engaged at all times and be invested in the game. Second, it allows players to actually participate when it's not their turn. Third, it makes negative outcomes feel less bad because the player actually had a hand in the result. This one is especially important because I received a lot of comments about punishing systems not feeling good because players feel bad losing things. And lastly, it helps the narrative by making combat explanations more organic and immersive. This is cool and all, but right now it's all just talk. So let me show you how I'm actually going to implement this. So not only are we going to use the idea of allowing the player to choose where the attacker hits, but we're also going to implement it into a larger system, allowing for players to have even more options when it comes to defending. The system involves having two different types of defense. One is evading and the other is enduring. Evading is like what you would see in other games, an all or nothing sort of mechanic. You can choose to evade and not take any damage at all. However, if you fail, the attacker gets to choose what slot gets hit and you take full damage. When you're attacked and you choose to endure it, you instead get to choose which slot is damaged. Both successes and failures will result in taking damage. However, both will be reduced damage in comparison to failing to evade an attack. And of course, a successful roll when enduring means less damage than an unsuccessful one. I haven't totally figured out what the numbers are for succeeding and failing and what that actually means, but there's a lot going on in this game, all right? I'm sorry. What do you want from me? Anyway, I'm excited to keep exploring ways to implement systems similar to these, using this concept of improv-based mechanics, which is, I guess, what I'm calling them now, which is really just player agency, but I just wanted to sound more profound, I guess. Anyway, if you have any suggestions, if you have any suggestions of other game systems that have similar things to this, or maybe other interesting mechanics that follow the same sort of principle, I would love to hear about them. Because admittedly, I haven't actually played a ton of other TTRPGs. Of course, I know there are things like reactive abilities or D&D's opportunity attacks, but I feel like sometimes some of these mechanics can feel more like...
Bean's here, Halsey. What's up, Bean? Let's see. Nilby, do you have time to teach me how to stream tomorrow? I don't know if I do. Definitely this weekend, but tomorrow I think I am busy because my dad's in town, and then I think we're doing are we still doing that playtest thing? Is that still happening? You let me know. But maybe we're playtesting Grot's game. That won't be on stream, but that'll just be in the Discord probably. I'm back. Yes, hello Bean. Welcome back. We're glad to have you back. Well, I know one system is heavily RP based with combat, though tactical combat completely lacking. As a Cthulhu system, D&D says typical tactical verse role-playing mostly matter of group style play. Yeah, it's true. The DM is really important for the actual group and stuff. So, here we are. Bean, dear Bean, I missed you so. Toots, Beans. I'm glad you came back to see you. Yeah, look at that. Yes. I'm good. Dang it, Nailby. I'm sorry. My dad's also in town, so it's like I have to, go see him. So, a lot of stuff going on. Who's better than one Natalby? Two Natalbys. One with another name, but still a student of beats. I'm lost. But partly because that's because I'm just hungry. I literally didn't eat lunch. I'm a dummy. So not Friday. Well, soon for sure. Oh, here we go. Fig's art, aka crocheting. Look at this. Look at this little guy. Oh, loading. Screenshot of a video. Look at that. Is Fig still here? Let's hope Fig's still here. I did my best on it. I like it. It's a little dragonfly. So colorful and interesting. Yeah. Love it. The cool yarn. Yarn? Yeah. Look at that. Very cute. Yeah, I wanted to have 90s movie theater carpet vibes. That's honestly exactly what that is. If that's what you're going for, yeah. That's what you're going for. You nailed it. Oh, damn. 5 yarns together to do it. That's insane. Grot says, gotta go about now, but first I'll post my progress on Discord. Can't wait to... What do you think? Okay, we'll check it out in just a second. Any tips on the wings? Still not super happy with them. I mean, let's look at a dragonfly. My first thought was like having them taper, but they kind of... I mean, you know, obviously, like, I don't know crocheting, right? So I couldn't tell you how to do it. But this is an art review, so we will give you something here. I will try my best. You have basically, from what I can tell, let me actually look at one more of the... Look at this one more time. Yeah, from what I can tell, they're kind of a lot more... you know, tube shaped like this, whereas yeah, you kind of got like just a shape, right? Like a rounded whatever. You know, using reference is always, you know, what I would recommend, but the wings are kind of... What, more like this? This is not quite right either. They've kind of got the tip of the wing kind of comes up a bit. You kind of got like it rolling back like this. So I guess just like a little more... Their wings aren't that... I guess there's a little bit of like this too, right? This is looking phallic. But here, let's pull up an actual one, right? Again, I can't tell you how to do better with crocheting because I definitely couldn't do it. But you've got like, they've got more shape to it than just a tube, I would say, right? It's kind of this shape, right? I wasn't even thinking phallic, but now I am. Honestly, it's just what happens when you draw, you know? You're just like, oh, well, no, I'm drawing something inappropriate on accident. Yeah, way to put that in our heads, Beats. Yeah, Fig, come on. We know Fig was thinking it. But yeah, that sort of shape, right? Like and then the back wing is the opposite way or something. Not the opposite way, but you know, it's a little bit different. So yeah, that's what I'd say. Honestly, just look at reference, and add a little bit of an angle to it. But Honestly, I couldn't really even say, you know, that you know me too well. I know, right? Maybe if they were more planar rather than tubular. True. I don't know if that's anything you can do. Solid idea, make it completely flat. Yeah, I think that too. That's a good idea. Yeah, because making them more, I mean, obviously it depends if you want it to be more, you know, how much structure you want to give it. But yeah, maybe just completely flat instead. More like a you know, like a quilt sort of looking thing. Um yeah, no, I think that's a good jorb. Hopefully that was helpful. Again, they're hollow right now, so kind of puffy, but could just do a flat layer, but they'd definitely be floppy. Like floppy. I feel like I missed some stuff here too. It worked at McDonald's, never ate, so I kept feigning. Probably the most inspiration or irresponsible person you'll meet. Damn, that's crazy, Tuna. It's hard to tell, but they okay. But they do a little bit. Okay, so they have a little bit of more, yeah, a little shapeness to them. Yeah, maybe flat is the key then. Honestly, maybe even bigger too, like wider might also be whatever. Probably be done with Prop Maker Pro. Any suggestions of how not to let the wings be saggy? Oh, okay, so that's another thing. Yeah, I mean, you could probably if you had them like this, you probably just put craft foam in there, right? Like just some like EVA foam. Sorry, I was back a bit. You can get like, yeah, like use some of the thicker stuff, right? Not like just standard craft foam, but like something a little bit thicker. You could probably just cut the shape and then stuff it into the wing. Is foam machine washable? I believe EVA is a closed cell foam. Is EVA a closed cell foam? It's closed cell, so the water shouldn't get inside the foam, unlike, you know, like you know, like a couch cushion or something like that, right? So that's one thing. It would potentially get distorted from machine washing it. Because you can thermoform EVA foam. So probably machine washable on cold, but wouldn't want to machine wash or to dry. You'd want to, like, you know, not let it heat, no heat drying, you know. No, it is not recommended for the washing machine, as some water can damage the foam structure and attach coatings of paint. Well, you don't have paint. So instead of probably go floor mats, maybe this is machine washable due to their specific construction, covers EVA foams better, clean with mild soap. Yeah, so it's like not advisable, but you probably could. But yeah, that's the answer. Maybe you could made the different material, like mixing stuff together. I mean, plastic, something like that, but that would ruin the cuddly part. Yeah, but you probably also couldn't machine wash it, right, if it's plastic. I always tell people to machine wash on cold and put it out in the sun to dry. Honestly, it'd probably be fine. The only thing that would be like a little bit whatever is because it's got the foam would probably be less likely to like aerate off whatever. But you could maybe do a test. I think it would probably be fine personally, but it probably won't survive as many washes, but it'd probably be fine. Anyway, that's my thought. Rot's art looks pretty cool. Hopefully that was helpful. Yeah, you did great, Big. Good work. Sweet, super helpful. Thank you guys. No problem. Yeah, look at that. That's looking pretty cool. Heck yeah. Side note, how do I use my washing machine properly? I just put random settings. Yeah, that's a great question. It's one of the mysteries lost to time. So, here we are. This color. Dude, I'm a mom with $2, and let me tell you, Big doesn't know. To this day, I don't know what I'm doing. I just run quick wash and call it a day. 100%. Honestly, I think a lot of that stuff doesn't matter as much anymore. Like a lot of people, like, you know, it's like, oh yeah, separating, you know, the colors out and making sure you're not like washing like, you know, whatever. And it's like, well, I think clothes technology has gotten good enough that that's not really as much of a concern anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like pigments and stuff and whatever has gotten to a point where you don't really have as much like bleed anymore and all that kind of stuff. So like a lot of that stuff I feel like is irrelevant at this point, but maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I think this is too subtle. We need like a slightly darker brown. Does this work? No. Does this work? No. Fine. Select this, make it just a smidge darker. Cool. All right, gotta go. I see you tomorrow. Or tomorrow? Oh yeah. Okay, we are doing that tomorrow. Cool. I was just making sure that was still a thing. I will see you tomorrow then. My mom keeps telling me I'm ruining my clothes, but that might just be because I'm washing machine is older than me. Yeah, you can definitely. Oh, you want it back in? Okay. Yeah, don't get me wrong. You can definitely still melt clothes, but I feel like making clothes, like ruining the pigments is a lot more difficult now. Let me finish this thing. Yeah, bye, Grot. I'm gonna keep eating this. Okay. Boat texture, boat texture. Ugh. I'm tired, y'all. I don't know if I like the gold. It's too much. I think we might just keep this kind of simple, honestly. I'm pretty stupid. My washing machine is ancient. I have a brand new state-of-the-art clothes dryer for financial planning. Honestly, I feel like that's probably the best way to have it. Like, if you're to have one that's bad and one that's good, the dryer being the bad one or being the good one is the way to go, I think, personally. Because the dryer is the one that's gonna like mess up your clothes and like melt things, whereas your washer is the you know, just kind of washing things. I think you're probably fine. The bottom behind the little text box should get darker and have a silhouette of a kraken or something. Really subtle, but really cool to notice. Yeah, we could do something like that. We'll have to see. Let's see how I'm feeling. Kind of like losing my drive to keep drawing. I don't know if I read this out loud or I just thought in my head, but don't separate colors either. Just toss them in. Yeah, for sure. I don't think, I just don't think it's necessary. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like most clothes have just gotten to a point of not needing it. True dryers can be dangerous for clothes, but the alternative is just hanging clothes is also simple. I guess so, yeah. There can be a dolphin following ship. That would be pretty cute. Like I said, we'll see how much energy I've got. I'm kind of fading already. But we may try. Or we might just like get this mostly done and then call it a day. And we'll come back to it on Friday, maybe. Yeah, little happy little bubbles and wait. Dry cleaning only. I read the tag as careless and toss in the wash. Yeah, right. As you're going to, are you going to be add happy little fishes and bubbles and seaweed? That would be good too, for sure. Yes, happy fish. We decided on changing your time Friday. I haven't landed on that yet. I'm probably gonna give it a little bit before I fully decide, but it's seeming like probably a good idea, but I don't know. Most people have said it seems like a good idea. But I also like the varied times to kind of have more people be able to catch it, so we'll see. Like, you know, more people who I don't normally get, you know. But we'll see. Although I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing either, because then it means, you know, most of the people who can consistently be there aren't. So it's like, I don't know. Someone suggested that maybe we have people, but I feel like we could do a little, or like a hat or something. But I think we could do like a little. I think that was Tuna. We could do like a little guy. Might be too big of a little guy, but wait, they don't have hands. The little guy is too big, but I don't know. I don't know if we should have little people, but does anyone still iron? I do for special occasions. I don't own one though. Shigo Rest, the card can be changed, improved, or finished whenever, but adding some sea life would be cool for Harvest and Abundance. Yeah, I agree with that. I haven't done dry cleaning since the last person interviewed in like 2017. There you go. Interviewed? Since the last person, yeah, interviewed and like, oh, like when you were interviewing for a job. Gotcha. I think that's, I don't know. My brain's cooked. I think we're gonna get to the end of. Well, we might even end early. Honestly, I'm fading. But we'll see. We'll see what we do. Taking off my hat. Sometimes it just constricts my brain, you know. Make a sailor hero next. Ooh, that could be cool. Like a pirate. Something like that. I'm trying to think how I would do fish. I think like it would almost make sense to just draw them as like unless we draw them like really close and then we can give them like colors and stuff, but think the only confusing part is like this isn't really where the bottom of the ocean would be. You know? But maybe it's okay. Like perspective wise, it doesn't really make a ton of sense. But it's also kind of cartoony, so maybe it doesn't matter. Make some birds in the distance in the sky too. Yeah, I wanted to put clouds. Birds would be a good one as well. Yeah, I kind of have a little head up there in the crow's nest. I think with these, it just needs to be subtle. And then we'll probably end up putting like a bit of a vignette on everything because I usually do that. Especially at like the bottom of the card here. You're probably hardly gonna see it, but the scale of this kind of makes it you could be where the bottom of the ocean is. It all matters where you are in location to the bottom of the ocean. Various is, yeah, I suppose. Yeah, guys, I'm fading here. I might have to call it. It's kind of don't feel right. It's probably because I didn't eat, but I think we're nearing the end of the stream. Like, oh, here would be a good spot for a cloud. It's just completely behind it. I also don't like the cloud. Trying to get better at drawing clouds, but they're like, you'd think they would be easier to draw, but they're kind of, I guess like one of the things is like just layering. Well, I do like the like clouds are kind of like flat on the bottom and they have like this sort of deal. This is it. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, y'all. I think I gotta be done. I just not feeling it. Like this cloud. I don't like this cloud. Yeah, no, I just can't. Usually birds mean land for sailors, so that could also be a subtle detail. It means the effect of the card. Kind of genius suggestion for me. Yeah, that was a good one. I do like the birds. I just think I don't have any more energy for today. Ooh, we literally hadn't saved yet. Markers. Ooh. Yeah, sorry, y'all. I'm not feeling it. I'm gonna call it expedition vessel. I am lightheaded. So this is what it'll look like. We'll finish it off probably Friday. I'll let you all know what's going on. No, I'm back. I scared you, not booing you. Ah, gotcha. Ah. Get some rest and see you next stream. Have fun with your dad. Yeah, I will, for sure. It'll be good. Let's close out. Let's find go full screen. Let's find someone to raid real quick. Probably just pick someone I already know. I do not have the energy to do anything else. Oh, Mosta's live. We gotta raid Mosta. Yeah, for sure. Find someone to raid at 3:46 EST. Is that not what I'm doing? Or are you just saying that I should not take forever? Anyway, I'm out of here, y'all. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for sticking around, hanging out, giving me ideas. It was a lot of fun. Reminder to check the Path Nowhere playlist. Chilling. Hope you enjoy it. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. But yeah, see y'all. See you Friday. Bye.